Caster's Corner. We're live. We're live. Yeah. We're live. Caster's Corner. Back when the shelf was a thought in my head. Before the price talk, before what was said. Before the grow up, before they all dip. Before the love turned to what you could flip. Same space, new lens, I adjusted the view. Seen the hype come and go, seen what it do, so moved on. Some lost what was real, I stayed right here. Had to see how it feel. Corner live, yeah, we back in the room. Say it in the chat, let me hear it from you. Why you collect, what it mean, what it do? We don't chase hype, we just stay on the truth. Caster's Corner, yeah, I see you show up. Same love, new lens, yeah, we building it up. Share the joy, never mind what it costs. If it's real, let it stay. If it's not, let it go. Yeah, now it's less about the shelf, more the reason behind what you kept, what you left, what you chose over time. Connecticut to Philly, Long Island we know. Seen the culture shift fast, seen the noise get loud. Everybody got a tape when they chasing the crowd, but I'm right here steady, never moved off track. If it don't feel real, I don't bring that back. Built this slow, now I stand on its own. When you step in the room, yeah, you already home. Corner live, yeah, we back in the room. Say it in the chat, let me hear it from you. Why you collect, what it mean, what it do? We don't chase hype, we just stay on the truth. Caster's Corner, yeah, I see you show up. Same love, new lens, and we building it up. Share the joy, never mind what it costs. If it's real, let it stay. If it's not, let it go. It ain't what it's worth, it's what it mean to you. Not the price on the box, it's what you've been through. Different paths, same spark when it start. Yeah, we all came in with the same heart. Caster's Corner, corner, corner. Oh, Caster's Corner. Yeah, we're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. Hey, oh, yeah. Caster's Corner. We're live.
I got it working this time. Welcome everybody to another Corner Live here on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm Khalil. It's been a busy day here in Connecticut. We had a giant toy show. We're going to talk a little bit about that. With me tonight was also at the show. He's co-host on the Mega Powers. He's got his own YouTube channel, Instagram. All the links to his stuff are down below. Really happy to have him on. It's been a really good time over the last couple months getting to know him. Our friend from the Mega Powers, Toy Gains. There we go.
Caster, buddy.
I'm getting it in. I figured it out. I'm like,
you're a professional, man. Oh, really top notch.
We'll see if I can land the plane though, because I remember when I reached out when we first started talking, I said, let me get it under my belt. And you're like, yeah, get back to me when you got it. And I'm like, so far, this is the first time I went through the intro, brought somebody in, did a message. I'm like, all right, so we're here. You're here for a good one. Yeah. How you doing? How you feeling?
Well, I saw you like 6 hours ago, something like that, 7 hours ago. I'm tired, but it was a good day. You were there. A lot of walking around, standing around in line. I'm feeling good though. I'm surrounded by new plastic, and if I always say, life will get you down, but if I'm in a position where I could buy things that aren't a necessity, then you're in a good spot, right?
Yeah. No, that's what it felt like today. It was a little bit of mix of old toys, a mix of new toys, things I've never bought before.
Yep.
And we'll kind of get into that. But like, I kind of want to introduce the audience to who you are. So I found you guys. There's a chat thing on the side too. If you want to see somebody's asking. Yes,
I did. Beautiful figure.
I kind of want to know, like, I got introduced to you from Jersey Maniac going on your show, Mega Powers. So I want to know, like, how did you, I'm always curious to see, like, why people step up and put themselves in front of cameras, especially in our world, because I think growing up, and I think we're around the same age, this was not the stuff you told people you did.
Oh,
So
well,
now
you're
we're just like, this is who we are.
yes. That's a great question because I I have a GI Joe tattoo right there, the old Araskiage tattoo, and a guy at a haunted house thing that's local spotted it, and he was a friend of a friend, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing next weekend? Love to come over. We'll play Nintendo or something." He brings a camera. This is 2010. And I just met this person, so I thought it was very strange, but I let him in my house anyway, my apartment. I was single guy, and he's looking at I had my toy collection up because I've never hid from this collecting thing. And we filmed ourselves playing Nintendo because he loved the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Okay.
And he posted that video to his channel in 2010. And then he asked me if I ever wanted to post a video, let him know. He'll edit it. He went to school for it. And I actually posted a toy review of it, the '89 Batman hot toy, because I was so enamored by this thing. I had to tell the world about it. Now, at the time, there were people like Sean Long, there was Shartimus, of course, Pixel Dan, but I was talking about toys for a long time. I
Mhm.
didn't start my own channel until, like most people, you know, after COVID, but you're locked in the house a lot. I think 2022 I started it, and it was just why not? I got these toys. Phones caught up to where they're 4K now, so you don't need all this equipment like in the past. There's editing apps. Why not? And I think my first review was I don't know. I wish I remembered that. I think I reviewed something with my daughter just because she was so young, and I wanted to get her involved with my toy collecting.
Mhm.
And I never wanted to be something that I'm not, whereas I knew I would never be a fancy editor or have some expensive camera. And I felt if people like just me and my simple reviews, I'll keep doing it. And here we are 3 years later, and the channel, it's not some huge success. I'm not delusional. But when I meet people and they say kind things to me, that makes it fuels me. It makes it worth it. That's my side of the my channel. Mega Power, totally different thing.
So how did you get involved with Jerk and when I say Jerk for everybody, if you're not accustomed to, we're different kind of channels. Yojo Jerk is the channel that Mega Powers is on. So if I a shortcut and say Jerk, I said to him
Yes.
at your show, I was like, I saw him, I wanted to say hi to him, but I felt really awkward screaming across a room as he's walking away. Yo, Jerk.
Absolutely. He
Um,
is a jerk.
but
Um,
like, how do you get involved with that?
I collect Mezco as most people, a lot of people collect Mezco. When you collect long enough, you collect a little bit of everything, right? I'm in a Mezco group on Facebook, and I'm a critic of everything I love. I also criticize, but I think I'm fair about it. Mezco is one of them companies. Either they nail it or they don't.
Yeah.
And I saw a Ghost Rider review of a Mezco Ghost Rider being shared in the group. And the Mezco group, they love their Mezco. They love them, faults and all. Price points, you can't affect a Mezco super fan. And they posted a link to a review of a Ghost Rider figure, and it was Jerk's review. I don't know the guy. I watched it, and all I commented was, "Hey, he was just being honest." You want that from someone because that thing is $200. If this is odd, if this looks odd, if this doesn't move well, at least he's being honest. It didn't seem like he was being mean. Jerk saw that comment in the Mezco group, and he wrote me on Instagram. I appreciate that. That was very kind. And then he happened to see that I had all these videos. I think he probably got curious and he commented. And I was like, "Hey, buddy, I just saw one of your G.I. Joe reviews. You have a great personality." About 6 months go by. We're commenting on each other's videos here and there, like most of us do. He was like, "I'm thinking about doing a live show. Would you be interested? I love your style. I love how you're just a normal guy. I don't want anyone that thinks they're some big celebrity or something they're not. I like your style, the way you approach toys. So he sends me the intro, and I was so impressed by the music, how well produced it was, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance. And I told him, I have 2 rules. I curse a lot, and I can't help it. So I'm if I can't curse, I'm out. And it's not because I'm some foul mouth or need to curse. I just slip up and I curse. I was like, secondly, I want to be able to talk about real life from time to time and not just toys. And it worked. And it's almost therapeutic, these live streams. And I've seen you talk, and I've seen you be intimate with your viewers and your guests. And you know how it is. It's like it's a
Yeah.
different kind of conversation when you're on here.
No, I think it's interesting because, and this isn't, I'll be honest here. I think Jerk is the personality. Like, not that you
Mhm.
don't have, I'm saying like
Mhm.
he is the color. He
Yep.
is like, if
Yep.
we're going to talk, have you been a wrestling fan
Mhm.
at all?
Yep.
So he's Jesse,
Yep.
you're JR.
Yep.
Like, you know
I
what I
know what you
mean?
mean.
Or Gorilla. And,
Yep.
he comes across that way in a good way. Like, it's a good back and forth with you two.
Mhm.
Um, and I've seen some of the streams where you've pulled them back.
Mhm.
I've gotten in trouble on the channel before, and it's fine. And
Yeah.
we've all talked about it, and it's good.
Yeah.
I've said my apologies.
Mhm.
Coming to somebody else's house and doing stuff. But like, I I I do appreciate it. I do appreciate watching you push back
Mhm.
on, because I think we're getting into, especially in social media, and you were mentioning the Mezco people are going to love it, whether it's good or bad. They're just going to feverish about it. I think the same thing with these. I bought my first Mythic Legion today,
Mhm.
and I think that community has that same opinion of like, doesn't matter, it's great, everything's great. And
Mhm.
I like the pushback, the back and forth that you kind of offer a different perspective.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
then we tell people about, like, I mean, you said it on the show, but like, we're of a certain age now, and you have to go for screenings. You have to do
Mhm.
these things health wise.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I think it's a no, I think it's good. I think it's
Mhm.
good to talk about. I think it's good to, like, we collect toys, we enjoy this stuff. There's a community around it. But there's also other things we go through
Mhm.
that when we share them, it makes it more than toys.
Kester, today, I've been going through some weird stuff at work. I'm sure we all do. And I
Yeah.
and I vented about it on the show. I had strangers that watch the show ask me if I'm doing okay. Sorry about your job. I hope things get better. And I think if a toy could first bring in that viewer for the toy, for your opinion on the toy, but then they stay for your opinion and thoughts on, like, life, I think then you have something special.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's also one of the reasons why I stick with it, because it's not just like the shows haven't been just like the shock jock Howard Stern, let's go for the punch, let's
Sure.
go for the, punch up, punch down, all these like jokes and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, there's real stakes to it. You guys have, I don't have kids, but you talk about your daughter.
Mhm.
Jersey talks about his kids.
Sure.
Everybody talks about like what they're going through with their kids sometimes.
Mhm.
There's different dimensions to this.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and I have friends that are just toy friends. And what I found is, if I'm not collecting or I'm not providing information, I don't hear from them.
Yeah.
And then the friends that I've made over the years that we've talked about, I'm having a relationship issue. What should I do?
Mhm.
Um, family illness, personal illness, things that you're dealing with. When you start throwing those things into the conversation, the friendship, the relationship shift,
Sure.
and they become the support systems that we all
Mhm.
need in life.
Yeah,
And I think that that's important.
I've been through a lot of weird things in life, and that's not probably not unique to me. We all have. But I think if I just hid them inside and bottled them up, what would be the point of living life? What would be the point of experiencing these things if you didn't share them and to get advice or to give advice? And I love that we have an audience, and I they let me be me, and it's been the messages I get from strangers, you know, guys my age that are going through something or heard me mention, like, if my parents passed away. I call myself Bruce Wayne, but I'm broke and I have no superhero skills, right? When someone messages me that's been through something similar, it means a lot. You have that instant connection, even though we're miles apart and through a live stream. When you go through things in life and you could share them, and other people have gone through them, it means something to me. And I say it all the time. That it's the toys that bring us together, but it's the life experiences that kind of keep you here, keep you talking, keep you watching every week, and it's been fun.
I think the thing that I kind of have been saying, I've said it a few times in different ways. I came to a realization like in December, because I've been doing a lot of writing, because I had done the website thing for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And right after the pandemic, during the pandemic, right before it hit, I had just paid thousands of dollars for a new website,
Mm-hmm.
podcast thing. I
Yeah.
had a chance to go to San Diego, do big interviews, and really launch it. Formed an LLC, was going
Yeah.
to really make a thing of it.
Go all
COVID
in.
hit, and it all just went away.
Yeah.
And I tried to pick up the pieces and try to find a new way to do it, but the tech wasn't there to do this kind of stuff back then.
Yeah.
Even 5 years ago, it wasn't this fast.
Simple. Nope.
And so I put it away, but I still had this thing inside of me where I was writing. And the long way of saying, the thing I came up with was, a lot of people grew out of toys as we kind of grew up in grade school. Like, a lot of people did. Some of us stayed with it.
Yeah.
And I said, the people that we're finding online now and making friends with now with these toys are the friends that we wish we had back then that stayed
Mhm.
with us the whole time.
Yeah. Sure.
And so it's been really nice to find these new relationships, these new friendships, because they mean more, because we appreciate them so much, because some of us just didn't have it in the in-between. And so to
Of
really
course.
find it
Of
has
course.
been
Yeah.
so yeah, okay. So we got deep on this part.
It did. It's fine.
No, it is. It
Yeah.
is. I think I like it when it goes in different directions.
Yeah.
When you talk about like balancing out reviews, talking about stuff, right before the pre-show, we said we were going to save it. So I picked up my first Mythic Legion.
Yeah.
And all I've heard in the community is they're the greatest things ever. They're
Yep.
so perfect. I love them. I want them all. I'm in line. There's lines out the door.
Yep.
People are just wanting them.
Yeah.
I opened my first Mythic Legion. I got the Santa Claus a couple of years ago, but that was just to sit on the mantle.
Sure.
Whatever. I wasn't going to pose this out and do anything with it. So I buy this. Then I buy most of the Bear Wave, all the figures.
It's fun. Great wave.
They're beautiful, right? And I'm looking at them. They're great. Tons of accessories. I don't feel bad that I paid that much for these because of all the accessories.
Yeah.
When I do a review of this, even though I'm going to say it now, this is not a good action figure.
No. It's not a fun toy.
No, it's not.
It's funny. I review everything and I give everything a fair shake, and I tend to really like everything I buy and collect. And then you'll have a comment, and it's usually McFarlane or Hasbro products, about I should buy not more expensive, but more high-end figures. So what makes something high-end? I know there's quality of the plastic and there's paint apps, but at the end of the day, if I can have just as much fun with this as a Mythic Legion, like, who cares? Like, you're not proving anything to me. You have to find fun in the hobby, and the Mythic Legion it's beautiful looking, and I have them set up behind me, and I love to get them posed, but it's not something you sit on your couch with and fiddle with all night, because you can't.
No, you can't. Like, and I do. These won't be my last ones. There are a few more that I want, but now I understand what I'm walking into. And I
Sure.
think that that's the thing where I'm looking at it. I talk to people, not gonna name names, but I said the criticism that we get for Black Series, we get from McFarland. There's no thigh swivel. It can't
I know.
bend this way. It can't. I go, this thing can't do any of that.
Anything.
There's no bicep swivel. There's no thigh swivel.
Right.
You can't crouch them down. There's no butterfly, so they can't hold the
Nothing.
two-handed swords. Like
No.
none of it. And I'm
Why do
like,
they get a pass? I never understood why certain things get a pass and other
yeah.
things don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that like that was the big thing. So back when I started doing it, that was the thing you did because you wanted access.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the current state and age I'm in where I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if the Four Horsemen like me when I do these reviews. I don't care if Hasbro likes me. Like I'm gonna tell the good, I'm gonna tell the bad. I'm not gonna bash it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest with it. And I think that if I had heard an honest review of it, I don't know if I would have bought as much as I would have bought today.
Okay. Well, that's fair. You're really it's for the sculpt. It's really just for the sculpt and it for the stand there. I think that's why Savage Crucible, they've had to have, and back to our show, we had Rob on our show, the head of Savage Crucible, and I didn't want to pry because I don't like to get toy makers involved in any type of discussions about other toys because things can get nasty, right? I don't want anything to be misconstrued. But I asked him, were there other lines that you looked at and said to yourself, we need to do better here and be better there if we're going to compete? And try to get him this, obviously there's Mythic Legions and Savage Crucible moves better than a Mythic Legion. So I think that's a good thing. Competition is good.
Absolutely. I think the funny thing was, so you also, I didn't mention in the intro, you also organized the, you also organized the Newburgh Toy Show.
Yeah.
Which I went for the first time a couple weeks ago. I did not bring enough money. I spent every dollar I had with me that day. I got my first Savage Crucibles, thanks to you.
He's a great figure.
Yeah, and I got a good deal with it's Tim. Forget his
Timmy Taser,
whatever. Yeah,
Taser.
Great deal on these things.
Yeah.
And they're really good condition, great figures. That was a fun show too. Like I would say it was pretty comparable to Shop Curiosity today. Like it was, I would definitely put it on my list to go back and save up for and go for it again. But yeah, like these
Thank you.
Really threw it for me. But so I'm sitting outside with the other one. He's not in the room right now. I got one of the lizards. I don't know the names of these things. They give them the weirdest names.
Nobody does. It's fine.
And I think you walked up to me and Jersey Maniac walked up to me and I'm just sitting there, open the thing up, and I'm just like bending it and like torquing it and posing it out and trying to figure things out. And everybody's just like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on with you? Why are you doing that? Like, it's like, and I'm like, because it's a toy. If it doesn't pose, I'm writing to the company and being like, hey, this thing broke right out of the box. Like, what are we going to do about it? Or I'm going to review it that way. Like, it broke. And
yeah. Well, that's why I like McFarland, especially in the $20 range. You could take it right out of the box. You don't need to heat it for a half hour and just play with it. And that, to me, that's what like. I know there are adult collectibles now, and there's that tagline, but still, I just want something fun that I can manipulate and not lose my mind if something breaks. So of course, that'll happen with any toy, but there's different things out there, I guess, for different people.
Yeah. Speaking of different things for different people, one of the things I heard you say on Mega Powers, either Monday or Thursday, I can't remember. Your allegiance and sadness as a New York fan.
Oh man,
people you miss. And you were asking everybody on the street. It was funny. You were asking everybody on this on the thing going, has anybody heard of this pitcher Dickie Love?
Oh, Dickie Love Lady, right?
And I'm sitting there, I'm watching the stream going, I have.
I was like, of course the Mets lose to a pitcher named Dickie Love Lady. It's the most Met thing ever. And like shut him out.
Yeah. Because I remember I was watching one of the games last year because the guy's not new. And my mom's in a rehab getting better, trying to walk again. She had some mobility issues. And so I'd sit with her every day during the season, pretty much. Every day I go, and the Mets are playing almost every day. Yeah. And so I go and I watch it. And I remember seeing him last year in one of the games going, Mom, is that pitcher's name Dickie Love Letter? Like love, what was it again? Love Lady. Love Lady. And she's like, what? And I'm like, so I'm sitting there watching it going, oh, I'm going to mention this because I know Mom can't figure out live, but she'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, yeah. And then
good old Dickie Love Lady.
Yeah.
And me and the Mets. So I'm sure you're curious as to how and why I'm a Mets fan.
Well, you're a New Yorker, so I.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm from New York. It's 1986. I'm 10, and the Mets have probably the coolest team in baseball. The '86 Mets are probably the coolest team in baseball history, if we're being honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got Darryl Strawberry, you got Doc Gooden, probably doing coke before the game.
Gary
Carter. Keith Hernandez smoking in the dugout. It was a badass team. They would kick your ass. People hated them. And I'm 10 years old, and it's the team. And I fell in love with them. And it's been a mistake ever since because, my God. I mean, seriously, I don't think the Mets are cursed. I think the Knicks are cursed. I think the Jets, although I'm a Giants fan, the Jets are cursed. The Mets just always are right there. They'll give you some glimmers, some hope. I love David Wright. When they got Cespedes, that was a great trade. Piazza was a great trade, but there's always something that just goes wrong. And and this year is just the worst. This year is the most Met-like season ever.
Yeah, my friend
Mets
DJ, who is a Mets fan also, he texts my mother.
Yeah.
They become close over the Mets, so they text each other back and forth. And for my birthday this year, he sent me a Mets shirt. And I wore it the first day I got it and showed my mom, and she's like, put it away. She's like, don't walk around like that right now.
Oh, disgrace yourself.
She's like, you don't want people looking at you like that.
No, it's bad. I have a Mets shirt and hat that I won't wear. See, listen, I know there's fans that are like, well, it's your team. You got to root for them through thick and thin. No, you don't. You don't. No. I am not going to watch one more Met game this year. I don't care if they go on a 25 freaking game winning streak. I'm done with the Mets. I'm already mentally just waiting for the football season and to be disappointed by the Giants. And the Knicks. I love the Knicks too. They're going to lose at some point.
So one of my closest friends, DJ, is in love with the Knicks.
Yeah.
And I said, the other day he sent me a picture of himself in front of his Transformers toys.
Yeah.
And giving me the finger. And I said, you were stupid because you put yourself in a darker corner than the rest of the toys. Yeah. So I threw that into my editor, my AI editor.
Yeah.
And changed the Knicks shirt to a Pacers shirt and sent it back to him.
Oh, sorry.
But I can't, I rooted for them last year.
Yeah.
Because DJ loved them. I said, but there's something inside of me that hurts because I was growing up and I was between the Pistons. Mm-hmm. It was the Bulls for sure. And then the Pistons after the Bulls Jordan left and it was a different time.
Yeah.
I was rooting for the Pistons. And I'm like, there's just something inside of me that goes, I can't root for a Knick. I can't do it.
So it's funny. When I was a wee lad, I don't know. I used to customize old wrestling figures. I've been customizing, I guess, my whole life. And we got cable. Well, cable added MSG. The MSG channel came to cable, which is Madison Square Garden. You got the New
Yep.
York Rangers. You got the Knicks. And I think the coach was like John McLeod, and the best player was Ewing. And they had a fun name, Kiki Vandeweghe. This guy that could just shoot 3-pointers. And I would customize and paint figures and just watch. I was like, I'm going to watch the Knicks. Why not? Something different. And they stunk that year, but it was on TV on every night. And it was something very therapeutic to paint and watch the Knicks lose. And then they started winning. And then they got better players. They got Anthony Mason, Doc Rivers, Derek Harper. And now they're winning in the playoffs. And now I'm like, it was fun to root for losers that became winners.
Yeah.
That's a powerful feeling. It's very fun. And you only get that in sports if you think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of many other things like that. And I fell in love with that Knick team. And of course, they couldn't beat the GOAT, Michael Jordan. So,
it's funny because growing up, I lived in like very inner city area. And so the kids all wanted, it was the start of the sneaker fad.
sure.
Like growing. And so I'd like to say like my first good Nikes were Jordans.
Yeah.
They were not. I had a pair of suede blue and orange Ewings.
Patrick Ewing's, baby.
I loved those shoes.
You were from New York. You owned a pair of Ewings at some point in your life.
Yep, I did. And then but I didn't know what it meant. I just knew the kids in school had Ewings. I needed a Ewing. They were blue. I loved that.
I see.
Yeah.
John Starks. I actually, believe it or not, I had like a fade and my hair kind of is like kinky because I'm Sicilian. So I thought I looked like Starks and I bought his jersey and I fell in love with playing basketball. I wasn't good enough to make. I thought I was John Starks and I loved that player. And of course, the dunk was historic for a Knicks fan.
I know.
The dunk. I had that poster. The Knicks, I wouldn't call them losers because they've had a lot of winning seasons, but they'll never win a championship in my life. There will always be something, man.
Something just falls apart. So just something does. But yeah, no, every time I start talking because I can't talk football. I know baseball somewhat. I know basketball in general better.
Yeah.
So anytime DJ says anything, I'll say something to him and he'll just send me the dunk. And I'm like, you gotta stop. Stop. I'm like, because I can send you 10 with Jordan just walking over the top of Ewing.
Oh God, that one. There's the famous play where Jordan dribbles to under the hoop, then dribbles to the corner, and then comes back and dunks on Ewing. And it's like,
watching
Jordan.
that game.
As much as I hated that Bulls team, Jordan was like a superhero. So I can't. I was able to watch a superhero in my lifetime.
It was like it felt like something like art, like watching Jordan, Rodman, Pippen, and then the other squad just kind of feeding them. It was just something beautiful to watch. That was different.
Yeah.
The pace, the intensity. It was just something that just grabbed you. That was different.
It was. I'm glad I've got to see the athletes I've got to see. It was, Jordan, even the Yankees. I don't hate the Yankees, but Jeter was special. Mariano Rivera was special. It's growing up in the 90s was great for sports.
Did you go to games?
Oh,
Did you go to games? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever see Jordan play as a Bull?
No, and thank God, because I would want to watch the Knicks actually win. I always watched the Knicks beat up like those shitty Sixer teams that I think had like Mo Cheeks was the best player. I know they did have Barkley, but when Barkley was on the Sixers, they weren't that good.
Yeah.
So I love to watch the Knicks win. So if I was going to get a ticket, it was going to be for the Knicks. And I know the Jordan tickets would sell out and they'd be scalped,
No, I was just curious because I didn't get to see him until he was a Wizard.
Oh, God.
But I'm going to tell you, he played his ass off in that game. I saw it at the Boston. No, it was the Fleet Center by the time I saw it.
Yeah.
But I saw it. He took him to overtime and then hit the game-winning shot.
Yeah, that's
And I'm like,
cool.
he's not in the right uniform, but god damn,
No.
it's fun to watch.
Wasn't the right uniform, and as much as I still think Jordan is better than LeBron, LeBron's gonna play till he's 50, which is incredible. So Jordan slowed down,
Yeah,
as most people do, but it's still cool to see him, you know? It's like
yeah,
seeing a god, you
yeah.
know?
It was like seeing something. It was out of body. Like it was just great.
Yeah.
We have spent most of the time talking everything but toys.
Oh, that's fine.
No, no, no. It is. It's just it's one of those things. So, what are you collecting? Like, what are you
Oh,
into? Like, what makes you happy?
okay. Um, so we talk about on the show, we're able to have these shows. Hey, Lou, toys I've been collecting my whole life, never stopped. I think when I finally, entered a vagina, I stopped for 2 or 3 years, but I still would look at them. That 15 to 18 age, I probably didn't collect, right? But McFarlane got me back into it, and then NECA and Toy Biz kept me afloat in the late 2000s. And then the floodgates kind of opened in what, 2016 to now, where like there's so many companies, and I'm not a fanboy of anything. I love Star Wars. I like DC. I like Marvel. I like military figures. I like G.I. Joe, but I am not a super fan to anything. So if there's something I like about it, like this, where the colors are just gorgeous,
They are. Yeah.
I buy it. And my thing was price point and getting a good deal on a figure because we buy so much. But if I had to pick something right now that I can't wait for, you mentioned wrestling. I love the Mattel Coliseum collection. It's when they announce a new set, it is by far my favorite thing to unbox and open right now. They give you cloth goods, the best representation of that. I think the last one I got was King Kong Bundy, which you think a big fat bald fat guy is going to be a really boring figure, right? But cloth goods, head sculpts, hands that fit. Because King Kong Bundy, he would do the 5 count because he was
Yeah.
so big and powerful. He wanted to let three. He needed more than 3, 5. So he has the 5. He holds up. If Mattel does that with DC, I might fall in love with that too.
I have a hard time with it. Like the hardest thing for me is I love these things, and I'll go into that. So I had another thought because as I listen to the shows,
Mhm.
um, one of the things I thought when I started listening, because I only started listening I think in November when Jersey started coming on the shows. He was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you should check these out." Um, like, what prep do you guys do going into like not necessarily pre-show producing, but like
Mhm.
because I love the history of toys. Like
Mhm.
if you were to come into my office, I've got like things like this. So you were asking me today, like who made Bionic 6? Well, it's
Mhm.
LJN, and I've
Mhm.
got the book that
Mhm.
shows the prototypes for Tiger Sharks and LJN and all that stuff. I'm a
Beautiful.
history nerd for the industry. So
Sure.
I sit sometimes watching shows going, no, that came out this time. This came out this time. Like
Yeah.
I like the way people spout sports cores, I do with toys.
Sure.
So like you come across as just like you just like the stuff.
Yeah.
And
I
so
yeah.
how do you feel going into conversations like this? And does it ever hit you, you know, how do you take the criticism on like I'm trying to figure out how to ask because it's not like it like doing a show like this,
Mhm.
I think there's some preparation has to go into it.
Yeah.
Um, and I've got a different perspective on how you guys do the show now, and I like
Yeah.
all the personalities in it. So for
Okay.
you, what's the prep that goes into it to be ready to talk about these things?
Okay. Well, I've learned over the past 4 years now of doing this, give or take a few months, the one thing that will get a collector annoyed is if you critique a price point on something they really like. I don't like to get a show watcher riled up or fired up or in a bad mood. doesn't mean I have to kiss everyone's ass, but I don't really like to say something just to piss someone off. But when you bring up price point, it'll when I talked about, for example, the Mondo Real Ghostbusters and how I
Yeah.
hated that price point, way too expensive. And I got so many messages, and somebody even made a short about me, which has never happened, saying that I need to be more prepared because I don't understand order quantities and why that price is that much. So that's why when we have guests, I will always ask of how they arrived on a price point. So as far as preparing, I'm really it's more or less what I'm worried about and what I want to come off as least tiny bit knowledgeable going into the next conversation because
Yeah.
we all got to learn from our mistakes, right? So I'm getting that info on prices and order quantities. Guys like Loose Collector because he has a high price point. Because my price is my thing, I'm
Yeah.
the dopey price point is king is my tagline for a reason. So price is the main thing. I don't the construction of a figure on how it's made is important, yes, but really, if I'm going to stick to one thing and be informed, I care about the price. And as for the show, as far as like research, we all have our role, you know. So when it's a guest, you want to get a little bit of background. So you ask questions that are going to be, pertain to that guest or maybe something you haven't heard before. Um, Well, other than that, it's really unless it's something specific, I like to just talk from my heart, from my whatever emotion I have in that moment, and I look at toys from like a visual standpoint. I'm very attracted to colors and sculpts,
Yeah.
so that
No,
makes it easy.
I was curious because the thing that I think for me is I took myself out. I needed a break. It was too much. I was getting
Mhm.
too heated. I needed to kind of pull myself out of it
Yeah,
and go back to enjoying the toys again. And
yeah.
so I spent like 2 years kind of out of, I don't think I posted on my Instagram for close to 3 years.
Wow.
And so when I started and I was doing it, we had to apply for press passes. We had to
Yeah,
show credentials to get into shows.
yeah.
To get interviews, we had to give metrics. There was a business side of it, and there
Sure.
was a professional. Like we couldn't walk into, like I would do San Diego Comic Con. We couldn't walk into a press room in cosplay.
Right.
Like we had to look professional. We had to
Sure.
look good, and so there was a different level of
Yeah.
expectations for doing a YouTube show, a podcast, to get guests, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I pulled myself out, I didn't see the switch
Mhm.
of it. And
Mhm.
so when I came back in, I expected all the channels to be playing by the rules that were there when I left.
Sure. Right, right, right.
And so I had to adjust not my expectations, not in a bad way, not in a negative way to the stuff you guys are doing,
Yeah.
but it's like, am I listening to Joe Rogan or am I listening to um, uh, stand-ups from New York that are just hanging out in an apartment?
Yeah.
And there's a different conversation there,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, like, is it Joey Diaz telling a story about
Yeah.
robbing somebody in 1994,
Mhm.
or is it somebody talking like Joe Rogan talking to a scientist? Like,
Sure.
you know what I mean? There's a different kind of at play
Mhm.
when you throw the shows. And so I just expected all these places that kind of took my class of the toy community news
Mhm.
person
Mhm.
to be kind of taking on that thing.
Yeah.
And it was a change and it was a shift. And now I'm looking at it from a different perspective, going, this is more what you guys are doing is more of what I was trying to do, but
Mhm.
nobody wanted to do it.
You were right. 2015, totally different climate than today. You are absolutely right. And I think maybe because the cat is out of the bag. All this stuff is for adults. Adults are buying the toys.
Yeah.
Finally, what was it? This past January where finally the numbers came out where adults spent more money on toys
It was
than
last year. It was last spring. Yeah.
last
They
spring.
said it. Yeah.
Cat's out of the bag. So, if it's gonna be for adults, there's adult talk involved. And that doesn't mean every conversation. I'm a pervert. Doesn't mean if I have someone on from Mattel, I'm going to talk about sex bots. I wouldn't do that, right? But I think because we know these things for adults, and because we might drink or be into sports or the things we're into, it's all kind of evolved and mixed, and it's probably better for it. I think there could be a balance though, and that's a good way to attack it.
Yeah, and honestly, like I want to make sure like that was a genuine curiosity question.
Yeah,
Like how things are approached a little
yeah,
bit different. Because I threw my hat in the ring.
yeah,
Like I did. Like Jersey
yeah.
got me riled up enough that I
Come
was like,
back.
I'm back. Like I got it. I gotta do something on the other side. Like I gotta be a counterpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. And so it
Listen,
riled me up, and I'm like, here I am. Here we go.
listen. I I'm the only one that admitted to half liking the Acolyte, and I got all this shit for it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, you got to enjoy some things. Everything can't just be terrible. And if
Yeah.
you live like that, you're not going to enjoy much. So when I watched The Acolyte, it wasn't like first of all, it's not like shows were 10 years ago. Sopranos came in at 9 o'clock on Sunday. You had to sit there. Maybe you had DVR if you were lucky. You had to watch it that night, right?
VHS. I literally have one here that has The Sopranos on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but now with streaming, if I put on The Acolyte and 15 minutes in, that episode is boring me, I just don't watch it. I could watch it the next night, or you know what I mean? So I think if you hate everything, if you have the mindset to dislike everything, you're going to be bored with life. And that's what I like about the show, because Jerk tends to hate everything new. I can't believe you like Predator Badlands. It was like blew my fucking mind. But that's where, I kind of try to have that balance where I do like McFarlane. I do like toys that aren't expensive or aren't perfect, that have pins and,
There's something about enjoying like the thing. There's something about just enjoying the hobby, enjoying the aesthetics, enjoying all of that, and the camaraderie that this brings. So
camaraderie, I like that comment right there from Todd. The camaraderie, I hoped for it. I somewhat expect it. I consider myself a people person. But this past year, man, just a tidal wave of kindness. And I really, man, it's that shit means a lot, man, because life can suck. There's a lot of scary things. There's fucking cancer and bills and bullshit. So if I'm gonna come on a show every Thursday and Monday and talk about toys, I want us to get along. You know what I mean? I want an audience that wants to be there, that wants to watch me. Otherwise, I'll play Skyrim and Fortnite all night.
Play Fortnite. I love Fortnite. It's so much fun. It's
Star Wars event right now.
I know. I just downloaded it. I'm gonna be mindful of the time, and I always, like you said it earlier before we started the show, leave them wanting more. Have you back, especially if you got toy shows. We got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, this was easy, man. I could do 50 minutes on my sleep.
Yeah, this is nice. So everybody that's watching, I want to thank everybody. In my head, I hear Gaines take us home. But it's not your show, so I'll let you tell them where they can find you, and then I'll take us out to the outro.
Thank you. I do have a channel, Toy Gaines. I collect and review everything. I think soon I'm going to start talking about life more. I'm sorry, I'm going to be one of them guys because I want to share more. I got my audience. I got my subscribers. They've been here this long with me. I think they'll be fine with me talking about life and things I've gone through. And then on Monday and Thursday night, I'm with Yojo Jerk. Jersey joins us on Thursday, KJ on Monday, Mega Powers Podcast. Castor, I want to thank you for this. We just met not that long ago, and I already feel like I know you more than I should for as many times as we talked. This was very fun tonight. I appreciate you letting me on here.
Yeah, and I want to reciprocate that. I think I went to the Newburgh Toy Show and I was genuinely worried about walking in the door. I
Mhm.
didn't know what I was walking into, and you saw me from across the room. It's like a movie. You saw me from across the room. Um, Gave me a big smile, big wave, bro
Yeah.
hug came in, and you're like, "What are you looking for?" And I said something. You're like, "I'm taking you to this table, and I'm taking you to this table," and you took me to a couple tables, and then let me go, and then we kind of back and forth all day,
Yeah.
and I left so happy because I feel like, I made friends, I got to know people,
Yeah.
broke down some walls. It felt really good. So I want to appreciate your work in cultivating that, because I think it doesn't happen without somebody doing that kind of work. So thank you for doing that.
Thanks, brother.
So you can catch the replay. We appreciate it. Leave comments. Next Saturday night, 9 o'clock, we have somebody who started with me. I'm going to leave it as a surprise. We'll announce it later in the week. But next Saturday, 9 o'clock, another live show. We're going to be at Red 5 Collectibles in East Longmeadow tomorrow for their May the 4th celebration on May the 3rd, because it's on the Monday. So they're doing the big event on Sunday. We got a video from Shop Your Curiosity going up this weekend. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Oh, and I'm going to be on Figure Fight Club on Friday night. Abby just announced it. So happy to do that. So we'll see you all soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Saturday night, we in here. Cast this corner. Yeah. 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 Saturday night, we in here. Cast Korner. Pull up, step in, yeah, the room feel right. Every week, same crew, yeah, we back on time. New faces, old names, I see everybody. From the chat to the screen, yeah, the vibe stay solid. Hit the comments, let it fly, let it show what you like. Who we talking to next, who we bringing on mic. Every voice matter here, yeah, we building it right. We just here for the love every Saturday night. We in the room, yeah, we live tonight. Say it in the chat, let me know you alright. Show what you love, let it shine, let it move. We collect cause we love it, that's the truth. Korner Live, yeah, the whole crew here. Every comment, every voice, yeah, we all in here. Price don't matter, it's the time that we spend. It's the talk, it's the bond, we connect in the end. Shout out, weekly viewers, yeah, you know who you are. Been here from the start, helped us take it this far. To the guests on the show, yeah, we thank y'all too. Every combo, every moment, yeah, we building with you. From the likes to the shares, yeah, we see all that. Every comment, every post, yeah, we read all that. Tell a friend, bring them through, let the room expand. We just building something real, yeah, you're part of the